Multimedia J radio style.
Not bad. I thought I wouldn't get the timing on that right. Let's look at some Reddit threads here. So I've talked a little bit about some of this stuff going on with recreational users, and I mention this because I'm a recreational content creator. I've had some videos do well, but for the most part, most of my existence on YouTube specifically has been just as somebody fooling around on the platform. So if YouTube got more elitist, then I wouldn't have anything to do. So my involvement on YouTube is an extension, or a continuation, I should say, of my involvement in the audiovisual office in college. I already had an AV background in presentations and stuff. And so in many ways, because none of that stuff's around here out in the woods where I'm from, I decided to get it going again by having a YouTube channel. And so it is only this year that I've recognized the potential through advertising, CPMs, and other businessy type stuff with regards to content creation that I've actually tried to grow my channel. And so we're starting out with, and this is the interesting thing, YouTube is gradually getting better at what it does. So if you don't get demonetized, just by adding more content into circulation, you can gradually grow a very slow growing passive income, which can eventually turn into something significant. Like, for example, financing purchases that make no sense whatsoever to do on your own with your own money for content's sake. So in my case, I recently bought some cables for a computer that I have that I'm tinkering with. Makes no sense for me to spend any of my own money on it. But because of the support that I received, even with a small channel, I was able to actually spend money from the Patreon account to buy computer parts that make zero sense for me to buy on my own. I also have a spreadsheet going that scales the parts that I buy for YouTube videos against the total ad revenue since I started monetizing to keep that positive as well. So there's also something else I'm thinking of doing where the passive income from the advertising, as well as the other sources of revenue with what I guess can now be called a millennial side hustle, can be used, or can basically be used to augment what I make at the blah jobs around here, to make the equivalent of the salary that I should be getting with my 4-year bachelor's degree without having to move to a place without having to move somewhere else in order to get that from a full-time job. So that's something I've been thinking a lot about. But getting more serious about demographics and growing the channel based on who's watching, how much they're ad blocking the videos, how much they're liking, commenting, things along those lines. Engagement, is it positive engagement? Do I have a growing community of better people, or are people just trolling me all the time? Stuff like that is something I never really took seriously until this year. I mean, I would deal with trolls, because who wants to be ticked off about trolls all the time? But I have largely been a recreational content creator. So knowing how to handle the recreational content creators is definitely something that these platforms need to figure out. But also have a clear road forward for people that don't just want to recreationally use the site. If they want to build something up, they should should know how to do that. And I don't think either YouTube or Twitch really gets that right at this point. But I think YouTube's further along in getting to that place where they do.